Hey, Meghann Scully, and this is the Limerick Post Show. And joining me now, it is Catriona O'Halloran, and you're very welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us, Meghann.
Now, you reached out to me on Instagram about a very special campaign that you've set up, and I have to say, I think it is absolutely incredible. And that's why I said to you, I was like, you need to come on the show to explain this. Tell us exactly what is Any Time of the Month?
So Any Time of the Month is a student-led initiative that a group of students in UL are running. So we're tackling the issue of period poverty in Ireland. So a girl called Clodagh set up the project, and before I met Clodagh, I didn't realize how big of an issue period poverty was in Ireland, because I think a lot of us just assume it's an issue in third world countries where, people don't have clean water, access to food is hard, so we kind of think, it's an issue in those countries, but it's actually a big issue here. Because we did our own research and we surveyed over 200 people and found out that 34% said they struggle to afford sanitary products.
Wow.
And as well, within that group, around 75% said that they had to use a sanitary product for longer than the recommended hours because of financial reasons. So, it's an issue that people don't really talk about in Ireland.
Absolutely.
So that's why so within Any Time of the Month, we have lots of areas we want to start in to tackle this issue. So we started with our website, which launched last night. So what you can do is you can go and purchase an Any Time of the Month badge or sticker. And by displaying this Any Time of the Month badge or sticker, you're showing others that you're part of our network that is working to alleviate the effects of period poverty in Ireland. And the profits from these sales will be used to provide sustainable sanitary products to people living in direct provision.
Brilliant.
So for anyone listening who doesn't know what direct provision is, it is the accommodation system that was set up by the government for people seeking asylum in Ireland. But this system has a lot of flaws. Adults in it can often be sharing bedrooms with other people, so they have no privacy. The average amount of time people spend is 2 years in direct provision, so they're just waiting. And it wasn't until 2018 that people could actually work, asylum seekers could work. So they're only receiving €38.80 a week to live off of, and they have set meal time. So if you miss it, then you pay for your own food. So obviously then for any people who are menstruating, if it's a choice between food or sanitary products, I think we'd all go for food. So that's why we are working with direct provision right now. We partnered with an amazing organisation called DERS, who are promoting and protecting the rights of migrants in Ireland. So what we're going to do with the profits is provide sustainable and reusable sanitary products so that, they can get a use out of it for several months or several years. So that way then it's not an issue for them to worry about every week. That when the money comes in, it's like, okay, I've set money aside for a pad or a tampon. So that's why we're starting with direct provision. So we're very excited about the launch.
It's absolutely incredible, and I think you're raising such awareness, even just talking about period poverty. And I think it's still such a kind of taboo word even to talk about among your family and friends. It's kind of something that you'd kind of be almost ashamed or embarrassed to talk about. It's kind of like, oh yeah, you say like, oh, it's time a month and that's it, and you kind of just brush it under the carpet and you don't really want people to know. And it's we need to, like, as women as well, we need to kind of normalize the conversation around, because it happens, it's natural, it's normal, it's growing up, it's life.
Yeah, it's something that, a lot of us have to put up with every month. But for example, the Tampax ad that came on TV in Ireland being banned, it just shows how much of a taboo subject it really is in Ireland for such a progressive society. We're still, like, when it comes to periods, like, oh, we don't want to talk about that. So, that's what our project is doing as well, just getting the word out there, getting people to discuss it, because it is a normal thing that a lot of people just kind of brush under the carpet and don't want to talk about at all.
And I find sometimes if I go in, like more and more places now are starting to kind of accommodate it better. Like you'll go into a bathroom in certain venues and, they'll provide sanitary towels and tampons there. And I kind of see it and I'm like, oh, wow, I think that's great. And I think, like, when I see that, I'm personally more impressed by the venue, and because I'm like, fair play to you for doing that, because, it's something, there's so many times we've been in a situation, it's happened to all of us, that you've needed a tampon or a sanitary towel and you don't have one and you're panicking, and, you're just having it there. And you mentioned there, like, even direct provision. So, it happens probably us on every now and then, but for them, this is potentially happening every single month.
Yes, exactly. It's something they face every month. But now that you mentioned that, so as I said, we've launched our website so far. So you can go and support us by buying a badge or sticker and displaying the logo, because the profits will be used to provide sustainable sanitary products. But our next phase that we want to launch is business partners. So for anyone who's listening or watching this, if you think your workplace could get behind something like this, or if you're a business owner, what we want to do is get as many bars, restaurants, cafes, you can even provide it for your employees, to become partners with us and provide pads or tampons to your customers or to your employees. Because, you know, I think as well with period poverty, people think that it means you can't afford any sanitary products, but that's not the case. You know, maybe you can only afford to buy them when your period comes, but it can come anytime. It's very unpredictable, as we all know. So as you said, you could be out for dinner with friends maybe, and then you get your period, and if you have nothing on you, maybe you don't feel comfortable asking people, your friends or whoever's with you, if they have anything spare. So it'd be nice then if public establishments had these to provide. And then we know, so from the research we did with our over 200 people, I think it was something like 80% felt uncomfortable asking another person for a sanitary product. So the idea is, if our badge, or you have our logo on your phone or one of our stickers, you could simply show it to someone in there and get a sanitary product if you want. Because I know an issue some businesses have is that they feel like, you know, if they provide them in the bathroom, someone might take all of them. So, you know, they constantly have to keep up with the supply. So the way we want to work it is that we will train up the staff members in different partners we have, so that people can easily approach them and ask, or you don't even have to speak if you don't want to. You can just show our logo and get whatever you need. So that's another area we're getting into. So if anyone is interested in becoming one of our partners, you can just email us at info@anytimeofthemonth.com.
Catriona,
So
it's absolutely incredible. So about turning period poverty into period power.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair play, Jenny. And I said, to get involved, where can we find you on social media?
So all of our socials are any time of the month.
Brilliant. And I've seen you there. You're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, and you mentioned the email there once again. It's
info@anytimeofthemonth.com. And we also have a website now called anytimeofthemonth.com. So that's where you can purchase your badge or sticker at the moment. And we have loads of information about our project and how we got started and what we're doing so far. Because, you know, we're a bunch of students from UL, but we're volunteering to do this. So, you know, we just believe in the cause so much that we put all of our spare time into it, basically. So it'd be great for people, you know, to get out and support us, because we're part of an organization called Enactus UL. So it's Any Time of the Month is one of the projects within Enactus UL. So we have several other projects that are tackling different social and environmental issues. So if there's any other UL students who want to get involved and help us, we're always welcoming new members, and we would be glad for any help or anyone who wants to get involved.
Absolutely incredible. Catriona O'Halloran, thanks so much for chatting to us on the show, and I look forward to catching up with you again to find out how it's all going on. And look, I hope that next time we chat, we'll have way more business involved, and you'll be able to give us an update on with DIRS and direct provision. Thank you so much for chatting to us.
Thank you for having me.